It's not too hard to see why these shows never made it past the first episode. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 weirdest TV pilots. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the strangest and most baffling pilot episodes ever committed to the small screen. We'll be considering both unaired shows and those that somehow slipped past network executives to be shown to actual viewers. Number 10. Young MacGyver. Angus MacGyver was an agent who fought criminals with improvised weapons instead of guns. About a decade after his popular series ended, WB created the spin-off Young MacGyver. Instead of following Angus MacGyver, the show followed his nephew, Clay, becoming an agent.
But your Uncle MacGyver would always...
Oh, MacGyver's your uncle? Hey, he's the reason I grew a mullet.
Since the original character never mentioned having siblings, this nephew's existence is strange. Outside of the questionable familial connection, the show gets lost in a nonsensical plot about terrorists getting a monopoly on diamonds to fund a deadly attack. Actor Jared Padalecki did his best playing Clay MacGyver, but we're glad he moved on to Supernatural instead of holding this confusing premise together.
I'm sorry.
Do not pretend you care about the welfare of my people.
Number 9. The TV Wheel. TV Wheel's concept sounded crazy enough to work. A group of comedians would create sketches and position themselves on different parts of a circular set.
This is the TV Wheel. It's one of the new ways to make a TV show. It's a 32-foot turntable with a camera in the middle. We do everything here in real time, so there's no cuts or edits.
Every time one sketch ended, the camera in the center of the set would rotate to a completely new scene without cutting. Unfortunately, this ambitious premise led to major pacing issues. Most skits were either too long or too short. The show also slowed down in between scenes to introduce cast members or random puppet characters.
My friends say I'm a pretty nice guy, but please, no fatties.
Despite a few good ideas and plenty of comedic talent, an uneven execution of the concept stopped TV Wheel dead in its tracks.
I don't see what the big deal is, really.
Number 8. Wonder Woman. Comic book adaptations don't get much stranger than 2011's Wonder Woman. After an action-packed opening, we cut to the heroine arriving at her company. Although she calls herself Diana Themyscira, everyone seems to know she's Wonder Woman. She also has a Diana Prince alias that she uses to feel normal.
It's your home.
As Diana Themyscira.
Who you are.
Among others.
Having an alter ego is the equivalent of
Self-induced
self-induced schizophrenia.
schizophrenia,
Can you
yeah.
help me out here?
The heroine's identity isn't the only thing the writers jumbled. Diana's iconic lasso of truth has no magical powers. Her trademark invisible jet can be seen, and she tries to sell Wonder Woman dolls for profit. Taking liberties with source material is understandable, but we barely recognized Wonder Woman after all these odd decisions.
I know Amazons are endowed with various blessings. We are not this endowed. These breasts are ridiculous.
Number 7. The Adventures of Super Pup. As it turns out, there is a comic adaptation stranger than Wonder Woman. In The Adventures of Super Pup, traditional characters from the Superman comics are replaced with walking and talking animals.
That's Super Pup, and only you and I know that Super Pup is really Bark Bent, star reporter for the Daily Bugle.
This led to groan-worthy names like Bark Bent, Pamela Poodle, and the villainous Professor Sheepdip. The only thing worse than the puns were how horrifying certain characters looked.
2 and 2 makes 4.
And although the show was made for younger audiences, the story is so thin that a kindergartner could point out the plot holes. Fortunately, The Adventures of Super Pup never made it to broadcast. If it had, Superman himself couldn't have saved it from cancellation.
We could never have done it without the help of Super Pup. Oh, it was nothing.
Number 6. Hate Vision and Jack. Before Jack Black and Owen Wilson became household names, they starred in the TV comedy Hate Vision and Jack. Black played an astronaut who gained superintelligence during the day after an accident in space.
I know everything!
Yeah.
Wilson plays a man whose mind was trapped inside of a motorcycle that he calls Heat Vision.
Could you talk more slowly? Heat vision, no understand.
In the pilot, the duo works together to defeat a body-snatching alien while running from an evil version of actor Ron Silver. Against all odds, the bizarre premise is coherent and consistently hilarious. We understand why Fox might have been hesitant to order a full series, but comedy fans should savor this weird adventure.
Jack says the Earth's shape is mankind's curse because we can never reach our horizon. I say a round planet is a gift. We can move forward forever.
Number 5. The Orson Welles Show. What do Muppets, Magic Tricks, and the manly Burt Reynolds have in common? They all appeared on The Orson Welles Show. The program was a unique take on the variety show genre. Instead of interviewing Reynolds directly, Welles had the studio audience ask the actors scripted questions.
How do you feel about working for bad directors?
Bad directors. I don't know if that question's for me or for Bert. But the dear Lord only knows we've both had our share of them.
The Muppets stop by to talk and provide color commentary.
Mr. Wells, hello, Mr. Orson.
You can call me whatever you like.
Just don't call me for dinner.
And Welles performed several magic tricks and incorporated a game of Russian roulette before closing the program with a poem.
Say I'm weary, say I'm sad. Say that health and wealth have missed me, say I'm growing old.
Although the show content seemed straightforward, it took months to get the pilot ready. The long production schedule and quirky format ultimately silenced this talk show. Number 4. Baffled. Casting Leonard Nimoy to lead a supernatural thriller sounds like a slam dunk, but the writers of Baffled still dropped the ball. Nimoy plays Tom Kovac, a suave race car driver who starts seeing grim visions of a tragedy in England. Upon arriving there, he stops an innkeeper from stealing an actress's youth and fights a ghost that possesses a wheelchair-bound woman's body. The clunky exposition never fully explains how any of that is possible.
You have rare and mysterious insight.
Honey, listen. What you call insight, I call a knock in the head that I got when I wrecked my car at 160 miles an hour.
And there's something weird about seeing Nimoy hit on women with cheesy pickup lines.
You're warm, you're enthusiastic, and why shouldn't I use the words? You're a great-looking chick.
We'll give the writers credit. The title perfectly captures how it feels to watch the show. Number 3. Puchinsky. The challenges police officers face when working with animals can lead to great storytelling, or a train wreck like Puchinsky. In the pilot, we meet Officer Puchinsky, an unpleasant yet gifted detective.
Come on. Don't be afraid. You can trust old Puchinsky.
When he's killed by a criminal, his consciousness takes over a bulldog's body. Once Puchinsky realizes he can talk, he finds his former partner and starts working again.
Ha! Surprise!
Throughout the plot, Puchinsky seems weirdly accepting of his canine transformation. We're also constantly hit with jarring switches between a real dog and creepy animal puppet.
Everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody falls in love somehow.
Puchinsky, how did you become a dog?
These issues led to an inconsistent tone, strange dialogue, and little reason to endure this rough pilot.
You're a dog!
I'm a cop!
Number 2. Steel Justice. In a dystopian future, Detective David Nash grieves his son after he's killed by a gang's bazooka missile. After describing his strange dreams through noir-style narration, he meets a 2,356-year-old time-traveling guide.
Why isn't there a record of you anywhere? Not even a birth certificate?
Because I was born in a Mesopotamian village at a time when records were not so good. I'm older than I look.
The guide tells Nash he has a great gift within him. If you're wondering why this bizarre story is called Steel Justice, let us try to explain. When Nash fights the gang that killed his son, he's able to transform his son's robot dinosaur toy into a giant mech that breathes fire. How? By concentrating really, really hard.
Concentrate, David. Concentrate. And picture in your mind the one object your son valued more than anything else in the world.
Can be half robot, half dinosaur.
If you like police dramas but hate logic, watch this confusing mess as soon as possible.
That weird enough for you, Morelli?
The heat is really getting to you, isn't it, partner?
Number 1. Heil honey, I'm home. Most people wouldn't put Adolf Hitler and sitcom in the same sentence. Heil honey, I'm home demonstrated exactly why you shouldn't.
Oh, tonight you were making schnitzel. What a joke! You must be real mad at me, honey. I'm a very, very bad Hitler.
In the pilot, caricatures of Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun attempt to keep their Jewish neighbors from ruining a meeting with Neville Chamberlain.
When Chamberlain comes by tonight, get yourself all dolled up. Show him a little bit of that hoochie-coochie girl magic. And remember, don't tell Rosa Goldenstein.
They stumble through painfully corny jokes and sitcom tropes while inexplicably speaking with Brooklyn accents. Although the show was created to satirize sitcoms, the characters are so mean-spirited, dim-witted, or, Hitler, that it's difficult to find many laughs. Additional episodes were planned, but a negative reception from pretty much everyone ensured this sitcom never darkened the screen again.
Hey, do you remember the names we used to call each other when we first started dating?
Oh, no. You were Mr. Sausage, but I was your hoochie-coochie girl.
Yeah, hoochie-coochie-coochie.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.